Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another Married at First Sight Season 10, Episode 8 review. You guys, so first I want to say I had a ball, okay, with our comment read video. The comments, you guys, are all over the place, and I'm looking forward to the next comment read video. So make sure you leave your comments down below and make sure you subscribe so that when I read your comment and respond, you'll be right there to hear it. But yeah, we had fun. I enjoyed that video, and I'm looking forward to the next one because you guys got a lot to say, okay? And then even in that video, you had a lot more to say. But let's go. Let's get into this episode, okay? Now, this episode, it wasn't like the best and it wasn't the worst. I mean, I've had ones where I was frustrated. I had some where I was bored. But this episode was pretty steady. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's intense. And it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm about to go to sleep. Surprisingly, the episode just went off, and I'm up making a review. So I'm excited about that. And plus, I wanted to come make this video so we could talk. I know, I think y'all, I was drinking. Don't judge me. But yeah, I was drinking. See my eyes. Anyway, let's get into this review. So, like always, these reviews start from the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode. So we just going, go through this from beginning to end. Because, that's how I take my notes. And that's the only way we're going to get through it. Okay? So just follow me. Follow me. Also, I started uploading some of my bloopers onto Instagram. So get over to my Instagram. That's Chloe Bay on Instagram. And I started, uploading some of my bloopers of, why you guys see the cuts in between the videos and what happened in those cuts in between the videos. So, yeah. Go check those out. And follow my page on Instagram. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. All right. So, the episode starts off and Jessica got Austin cleaning, y'all. I was like, look at him. He in there vacuuming and whatever. I'm like, Jessica is like, I don't know what it is with Austin. I don't know if he just letting her just have her way or whatever. But he in there vacuuming, okay? I don't know if he feeling kind of, not equivalent to her because she makes most of the money. So he wants to, pull his weight a little bit. But I'm all here for it. Like he said, they in this together. So whatever he can do to help the situation is perfect. And I think that is so cute seeing him vacuum, especially since he's not the cleanest of people. And they made it very clear that he's kind of, messy or whatever. So I think that is cute. So we get over to Taylor and Brandon, and they just go for a drive. This is just the opening scene, and it opens up with Taylor and Brandon driving the car talking. And then we cut to Taylor having lunch with her friends and talking about the wedding and the honeymoon. Now, when Taylor's talking to her friends about the wedding and the honeymoon, she does talk about the incident that happened with the camera, with him freaking out and not talking to her for the whole day. She does talk about the incident where he was like, F you, F everybody, and especially her. I don't want to sit next to her and all that they went through. And then she also talks about, him coming back to the house, apologizing and, making up trying to make up for everything, and how they're living together now, but they're just not sleeping in the same rooms. And you could kind of tell, Taylor's friend is not here for her, because as soon as she told her that, she was like she was ready to go, rag him up a little bit. And I was like, ooh, girl, you better be careful when you tell these people stuff about your man, because you can forgive, but friends and family do not forgive the same, okay? So be careful when you start spreading your business around, okay? That's all I'm saying. Trust me. That's all I'm saying. Then we get over to Austin and Jessica again, and Jessica is cooking. No, Austin is cooking for Jessica because Jessica just worked a 14-hour shift. Y'all, let me tell you something. 14 hours? Oh, somebody better have some food on the table. 14 hours, that's a long time. But yeah, so she was at work 14 hours, and he cooked for her, and it was really cute. And they, they talked about, like how their day was. And I did find it out because the more Jessica tried to talk to Austin about his day, he kind of reverted back to just asking her about her day. Like, he didn't want to get into like what his day was like. I don't know what that's about, but it felt like he was really closed off about it. And Jessica is always taking like these little jabs at Austin that is like, you got to calm down a little bit, because I don't understand what's the point of her bringing up him not washing clothes or something. And it's like, this man done got up and cleaned this house for you, and he done made dinner for you after you worked and all this other stuff, and you complaining about washing some clothes, like him not washing some clothes. Like, girl, take a seat back, relax. Like, he done did all this stuff for you. Why are you complaining about him not washing the clothes? I'm sure Married at First Sight they hooked up where y'all got a wash machine and dryer in that house or in that building that them clothes could get washed. You ain't going to no laundry mess out here, okay? So it's no big rush if he didn't wash them clothes. I'm sure you got clothes for work tomorrow. Like, she always taking these little jabs at him. I be like, she better stop, because Austin gonna flip out on her, and we're gonna end up seeing the real Austin. Okay, he may have one of them branded fits. Trust me, I see it. But anyway, so then we cut over to Katie. And Katie's worried that she might fall in love with Derek. And she might fall in love with Derek. And Derek may not fall in love with her. And then she may have lost out on the guy who loves her. I was like, Katie, let whoever this guy is that you were involved with, you have to let that situation go completely. You can't keep worried about if this doesn't work, did you miss out on him? Like, you're not going to be able to open-heartedly like invest in the relationship you're in if every time he's not showing you the signs that you want, you revert back to thinking about the other guy. Like, I don't understand that. Like, stop worrying about him. And she's talking to her mother, and she's telling her mother like he's giving her too much information about every time he has to use the bathroom, and how every time she turns around he's saying he gotta go take a he gotta go do that, and like every time he something comes up, it's like, oh, I gotta go. And I'm like, yeah, you're 25, like, I don't know. I announce when I gotta go to the bathroom. Not necessarily like, oh, I gotta go take a but I do be like, oh, I gotta go pee. Like, oh my God, I gotta pee. So, grow up. It happens. People have to pee and people have to take a, okay? So why are you so, like, cringy about it? Like, I feel like that's just her immaturity. Maybe she thinking too much about it or thinking too into it. Like, she's looking at this point for reasons to, like, not like Derek. It's starting to feel like she's not into Derek the way we thought she would be into Derek. But it's starting to make sense because she's still into her ex, obviously. She's into him. And she's scared to even go on this journey all the way with Derek because she's still worried about if she can get her ex back. I feel like that's all she want to do at this point, just go find her ex. Because he loves her. And she's been waiting for that love for a long time. I was looking at it, and I started to get confused when we got to Derek. And in my notes, I actually wrote Zach. Now, this is how I know I got confused, because Derek is starting to act a little bit like Zach to me. Okay? And here's why. Derek is being very confusing because if we go back maybe 2 reviews ago when we was watching maybe episode 6 or 5 or so, and he pulled out those rose petals and he did all this, fantastic stuff for Katie, and he was all like, I never know what it feels like to be in love, and now it feels wonderful and all this other stuff. And now he's talking about he don't love her and he can't love her, and he's putting a time limit on how much time it should take for him to love her. And the whole time I'm just like, are we like, what's going on here? I'm confused with Derek because this is not the same Derek for maybe 3 episodes ago, maybe 2 episodes ago. Like, you went from being all head over heels over this girl to actually now saying you don't know if you can love her because it should take at least 6 months before you can love somebody. Who? Like, who the heck woke up and was like, I gotta wait 6 months to love somebody? Like, get out of here. I was confused. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know, but he's talking to his father about him telling her that he doesn't think he could love her in a certain time frame and everything. And I'm just like, you know what? I understand his father, because his father's like, did you tell her that? Are you serious? Like, how did she take it? And he's like not even trying to take his side because he knows some BS. Like, what are you talking about at this moment? I feel like I'm talking to Zach. Like, Derek, what are you talking about? What are you trying to get at this point? Either you are or you aren't. Like, what's going on? What's going on? I feel like something shifted, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because he feels like she's still into her ex that this shifted, like this roommate situation that they have going on where they sleeping in the same bed, but he feels like they're roommates. I'm confused, y'all. I'm so confused. Yeah, it's a lot. And now Katie's talking to her mom, and Katie's talking to her mom about the dynamics of her and Derek's relationship. And Katie's mom says to her, you can't find better. And Katie says, just because you married a man because you was having a baby doesn't mean I have to settle for any type of relationship because I can find better and I'm not going to settle. And I think that was very distasteful of her. Only because, like, you just had to put your mom on blast on national television telling her, like, oh, just because you married a man because you was having a baby don't mean that I have to do that. I have to settle. Like, oh my God. Like, are you serious? That teed me off just a bit because I was like, why would you say that? Not only why would you say that to your mother, but why would you say that to your mother on national TV? That's disrespectful. Like, that made me look at her some type of way. Like, girl, it wasn't even that serious, and it definitely wasn't that deep. Now, I can understand, like, you don't want to settle, but it was ways to go around that, and that response was not necessary. Not one bit. Like, not one bit. Okay, that sweet little Katie face that she got went out the window when she said that, because now I'm starting to see this, like, that was a very malicious of her. Very nasty, ugly of her. Ugh. So now all the guys and all the girls are meeting up, and the girls are having a picnic, and the guys are out to lunch or whatever, and they all talking, and they bring up I think it was, I want to say Taylor asks Mika, did you guys move in together? And like she wanted answers. Like that was like the first question they asked once they sit down. And Mika's like, yeah, we moved in together. And she's like, oh, are you in the same like bedroom? And she's like, yeah, we're sleeping in the same bedroom. And I'm like, I can understand your concern. But Dad, can we work into it? Like, we didn't give it no buffer, no nothing. It was just like, y'all moved in together or not? Like, y'all working on this or not? Like, y'all need to turn around and ask Mindy that question the way you attacked Mika. Because if I was Mika, I'd have felt attacked. Like, what do you mean? Like, okay, wait, can I get a drink? Like, let me get my cheese or something. I don't know. That's too much. But they did move in together, and she explains, the whole dynamic of the situation between them two or whatever. And I'm like, this is cool. And when we look at the guys, I'm looking like, where is Brandon? So the whole time the guys are like talking, I'm like, where is Brandon? So in my mind, I'm starting to think like, hey, Brandon is not here for her. Brandon, once again is pulling one of these disappearing acts that Brandon do. And I'm like, this can't be a good sign. But anyway, we're talking, and then they bring up Mindy, and Mindy expresses how she's in this process, and she's committed to this process, and she's willing to make this process work alone because Zach didn't move in with her. And I'm just like, yo, girl, like, I don't understand. Like, what is it going to take for you to understand? This man did not move into this house. This man is not committed to this marriage. This man is not committed to making it work. Not one bit, because if he was, he would have at least moved into the other room like Brandon and Taylor are. Because Brandon, when Taylor started talking about her and Brandon, she explained that they did move in together, but he's sleeping in the other room, and they're trying to move past it because, this was a big situation for them. And Like, that's what it was. If Brandon and Taylor can move into a house together, if Mika and Michael can move into a house together, there should be no reason why Zach and Mindy cannot move into a house together. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really feel like they have no excuse. Like, I've been seeing these couples that we just discussed go through a whole lot more than Zach explaining he's not attracted and there's no chemistry between them two for him not to move into that house. Because if I was Mika, I probably wouldn't have moved into the house because I feel like the man, all he want to do is have sex with me. If I was Taylor, I probably wouldn't move in the house because I'd be like, oh no, he's crazy. I don't got time for this. But they all doing it. So what is the real reason why Zach don't want to move in? We still don't know to this day, y'all. We don't know. We just don't know. But anyway, Mika and Michael are, working it out and everything seems so good. And once again, Zach tries to explain why he's not moving in. And then they cut to Austin and his confessional. And Austin's like, I don't know what Zach's talking about. And y'all, I'm like, okay. So now we done had Derek. We done had Pastor Cal. We done got Jessica. Now we got Austin. Y'all, nobody knows what Zach's talking about. We got me. I don't know what Zach's talking about, okay? All right, so, like, this is a mess. Like, I don't know why they keep letting this man try to explain stuff that don't make sense. But I'm guessing to somebody it makes sense. If y'all understand what he's trying to get across, put it in the comments because I need to know. I need some clarity for me, okay? For me. And then maybe we can relay that to Jessica because she needed too. Not Jessica, Mindy, because Mindy definitely needed too. But, then Derek brings up, so this is why I start getting confused on my notes because I keep writing Zach when I'm talking about Derek. And this is how I know that Derek is starting to become another Zach to me in my mind because he's saying he doesn't expect to fall in love by decision day. That's what he's telling the guys, like, I don't expect to fall in love by decision day. And I'm just like, why are you not expecting that? Like, when you marry somebody at first sight, you shouldn't have really any expectations but to get to know this person and fall in love with the person that you marry. But for him to not expect to fall in love, it's kind of like he's holding himself back. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on with Derek this whole time. I really don't, but it's really starting to, like, bother me a little bit. And then Brandon shows up, y'all. Brandon walks in like he's the life of the party or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, he made it. Clap for Brandon. Because, he was working or whatever. And he took time out his day to come, hang with the fellas or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, cool. He's here. And he wants to say, I know y'all witnessed me getting a little upset. And I'm like, that's a little? Do you think? Okay, so let's rewind, okay? So what happened in Panama? You flipping out on a production company and everybody on the bus and everybody around you and Taylor was a little angry? A little? Okay, so I would hate to see what a big looked like because that definitely wasn't little. That definitely wasn't little. And for you to try to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal when it really was a big deal, But guys, guys, they don't dwell on stuff like females, so they like, it is what it is, cool, whatever. And then Taylor's trying to talk to the girls and telling them, like he did apologize to y'all, which he did. And I'm like, okay, he did apologize to everybody, because at first I was like, he owed him an apology. Not talking about this my little argument or explosion or whatever. He's definitely owed him an apology, but come to find out he definitely did apologize. So I was like, okay, so he's in the clear for that. And that's pretty much what the conversations was amongst the individual groups of males and females. And it was just like, it was just them talking and like just figuring out who moved in together and like what space they were in. And, Austin, Jessica did bring up the fact that Pastor Cal kind of digged into their financial situation. And I feel like production is trying to make their financial situation more than what it is, because like, it's not a big deal. Like, there are couples like that all the time. Like, that's nothing to be like putting on display. Like, okay, whatever. She makes more money than him. Like, this is 2020. Get over it. Like, we are not going to make this a thing. Like, stop trying to make it a thing. I guess, or whatever. So they cut over to Mika and Michael, and they're in a spice shop, and they're shopping for spices or whatever. And I think they're really cute. Their chemistry is starting to like mesh well together. They're flowing, they're talking, they kikiing, ha-haing, you know, all that good stuff. And I'm like, this is good. Y'all, and I don't know what else happened in that scene. I honestly couldn't, because my husband started yelling at Mindy is ugly. That's what I wrote down in these notes. He started yelling that she ugly, and he understand why Zach didn't want to be there with her. Because, like, if you don't want to, you know, be involved with somebody, then, like, why would you even move into the house or even try to make it work? And I'm like, obviously, that's not the problem. The problem is that he's still lying about him being committed to the situation. So I don't really know what happened in that whole scene between him with Mika and Michael at the spice shop, because I was trying to get my husband to be quiet, but he kept talking about Mindy being ugly. It was a mess, y'all. It was a mess. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Mindy talks to Zach, and Mindy is asking Zach, like, what can we do, you know, to, you know, move on and, you know, develop this relationship. And Zach is just like, we can continue to get to know each other and be friends. And she's like, friends? I'm not your friend. I'm your wife. And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean be friends? Y'all could continue to be friends and build a friendship. What? Build a friendship? Okay. So in his defense, he's saying like they should have a friendship. Their friendship should be sturdy enough for them to be able to, you know, before they can fall in love and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, so cliche. We do understand you need to be friends, but this is not what she's trying to get at, okay? We're not trying to build a friendship at this moment, okay? We're trying to build a relationship, okay? That involves friendship and me being your wife and you being my husband. So I don't know what he thought he was trying to like. Zach, y'all, Zach be working on me, yo, because it's like he be trying to find these words that you want to make sense of, and he expect for other people to understand that BS that don't make no sense. What do you mean? I don't get it. What do you mean? I just want to continue to work on building our friendship. How? You not even in the house. You only come around when the camera's around. Okay. But anyway. He does show her that he has his ring on, and I was like, don't care. All for show. Because he wanted to put on that ring, because after that conversation with Pastor Cal, he probably realized that it's about to kick his behind off the show. So he was like, let me do something so I can stay on. So let me put on my ring, meet with this girl in the park, and try to make it seem like I want to help build this relationship and commit to this relationship. When obviously we know Zach ain't trying to do that. He just don't want to get kicked off. He need that paycheck. That's what I took from it. That's exactly what I took from it. And so then we get over to Mika and Michael, and Michael is putting a picture of them two into a picture frame, and he does it upside down. But when he does it, Mika like calls him out, like, you put it in upside down, like, you know, with that aggression that Mika has. And I'm like, is this about to be a thing? Is this about to be a thing? Please don't be a thing. But it wasn't a thing. It was very cute. It was very sweet. They laughed it off and everything. And then they started, you know, getting into a deep conversation. And Mika was just like asking him, like, you know, what's going on with the whole ring situation? Like, why are you not wearing your ring? Because obviously they both wasn't wearing their ring, because he took his off. So I'm guessing she was like, well, you ain't wearing yours, I ain't wearing mine. And she asked him, like, why is every time we get into an argument or every time something isn't the way you think it should be, are you going to, like, just take off your ring? Because the ring is a sign of commitment, and when you take it off, it's kind of like saying, I'm not committed to this no more. And if every time we get into an argument, you take off your ring to say you're not committed to this no more, you know, like, I understood where she was coming from. Like, you have to have that conversation, because, like, how long is you going to let it go? Like, you just going to wait till one day he decides to put the ring on? Or we're going to address this situation and come to an agreement that we're going to wear these rings. And that's exactly what happened. They definitely came to an agreement. They decided that they were going to wear their rings. And, like, you know, and it's not coming off. And I'm like, exactly. Like, I don't know about y'all. My husband take his ring off at night, but I keep my ring on all day, every day, 24/7. I wash dishes in my ring, take showers in my ring. I do all types of stuff in my ring. But that's just the female in me. But, like, trust and believe, when you go outside that house, that ring need to be on your finger. Okay? So that's why I don't understand, like, why he feel like it's okay for him not to wear it. Like, once you got married, you are now a married man, and the ring is the sign and the symbol of you being a married man. Period. So yeah, so now they having housewarmings, and Mika and Michael are having their housewarming, and their families come over, and everything is like everyone's getting along. They're laughing. They're playing, like, I guess, like truth, like who knows who better. Like, they ask the questions about Mika to Michael's family, and they ask the questions about Michael to Mika's family. Very cute game. Cute, whatever. And then Michael takes Mika's mother to the side to talk about, ask her for some advice, like what, how to, what he can do for Mika, to help, move this marriage along. And she just basically tells him, like, you guys have to have patience, and you need to choose your battles, meaning everything isn't called for an argument. Like, sometimes you just have to let stuff go and be, let it be that. And I think that was some real sound advice, because sometimes everything isn't worth the argument, even though you may want to. And I'm like, she need to give that advice to her daughter, because her daughter be the one out here starting all the arguments, okay? Mika be the one out here starting all the arguments, okay? Because Michael be in his own zone, okay? Sometimes he be in his own zone. But yeah, I was like, I think we need to reverse these, the people in the room. And Mika needs to sit down and talk to her mother, and let her mother tell her she needs some patience. And she needs to learn to pick her battles. Like with that trash can that was on the side of the, by the door, that was unnecessary to bring up. Yeah, talk to her about that. Anyway. So then we get over to Mindy and Zach, and they are not having a housewarming, and they're not having a housewarming because Zach didn't move into the house. But they are meeting up at some type of, like, I guess some game board place, or I don't know, some type of place. And they're playing like this big, tall stack of Jenga, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I want to play. Like, it looked like it was a lot of fun or whatever, and they're having a good time. And Mindy's friend calls Zach out, like, so how do you like the apartment that you didn't move in? I was like, she did not come to play, okay? She came to get straight to the facts, okay? And I like this friend, because this friend does not let him bypass and get over on her at all. And he's just like, I spent time there. And Mindy's like, oh, really? When? When? And I'm like, exactly. Don't let him slip over with the words. You don't spend no time there. You ain't even been there. So I plan on spending a lot more time there. Yeah, right. Okay, sure you do. Sure you do. And then this friend asks Zach, she says, so when you started going into this process, did you plan on not moving into the house with your wife? And he's like, no. So she was like, so this kind of just like, happened? And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, so yeah, she's asking all the right questions. So, cause we all want to know, like, since you figured this wasn't a good idea, you need your space. Like, when you went into this, did you expect not to move in? So, like, why are you not moving? Like, why are you faking the funk at this point? I was like, she better go, because she was asking all the right questions, and he was just like gliding right over him with his stupid responses. I was like, there's nothing you can say to Zach for him to give you a direct answer. I mean, I think that may have been the most direct answer he said when she asked him, did you plan on not moving in with your wife once you got married? And he said no. I was like, finally he told the truth about something. He honestly, I guess he figured he was going to have him one of them hot ones, and he was going to move in, and they was going to live happily ever after. But then he realized he got Mandy, and she wasn't hot to him. And he was like, oh no, I'm not doing this, but I'm going to go through with this because Lifetime probably paying me real good. That's just my opinion, y'all. My opinion. All right. So then we cut over to Jessica and Austin, and they're having their housewarming, and their friends come over, and they're like, oh my God, they're giving them a tour of the house, because Jessica says that Austin's not good at giving tours of houses, because obviously Jessica and Austin have given mad tours of houses. Like I said, she better stop taking jabs at Austin before he, wild out on her. But they give a tour, and they show and they're like, oh my God, the room is so clean. This is the cleanest I've ever seen Austin's room. And then Austin starts talking about like how he makes the bed every morning because, she goes to work so early, and how one time he actually left out and realized he didn't make the bed, so he came back in and make the bed. And I'm just like, oh my God, I think, hey, Austin, blink twice if you need some help. Or like, put the starry eyes in the comments if you need some help, okay? Put him down there. Because I'm like, is he scared? Like, what's going on? That was a little intense for me, okay? Like, you left out and you had to come back. Let me tell you. Nope. If I have to feel like that, you may not want to do it. You may not want to do it. But they look like they're having a good time and everything's, working out fine for them at their little housewarming. And then we get over to Brandon and Taylor's housewarming / aunt's birthday party that they having. And when her Taylor friends come, Taylor tells her friends, like, listen, do not be too hard on him. Like, she's peeking, making sure he going, like, just don't not be too hard on him. Because she know she done messed up by telling all her business. And she know they going to ask some questions. And they like, okay, we going to try not to be too hard or whatever. And the whole family comes in. And it's so weird because they have a dog. Now, this dog is humping Brandon, okay? Humping his leg. And Taylor said she looked it up and she said that when dogs hump, I guess people's legs, they're asserting their dominance, and that Brandon needs to man up, basically. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And Brandon makes a comment when Taylor comes to get the dog, like, I was about to hump him back. And I'm like, wait, what? No. That wasn't the right response for that, but we just going to move past it. We just going to move past it. Okay. But as they're sitting there talking about their relationship, one of Taylor's friends asked Brandon about how he handled the situation in Panama, and like how he's like how they know that situation isn't going to happen again. And he's trying, to tell him like, hey, I apologize to everybody involved in the situation, and I'm gonna try my best not to let that happen anymore. And then like Taylor's like buffering, like he cuts in like he was about to give Brandon a business. Like I was like, oh, it's about to be a fight, but maybe not, because Brandon don't look like he about that life, honestly. But yeah, but then Brandon's aunt jumped in it and she had to like stare it a different way. Like that's not the Brandon we know, because it looked like it was about to get intense, or like at least Taylor's friend was about to get real intense with Brandon. Okay. And auntie was like, not my baby. Nope, I got this. And she's like, jumped right in there, smoothed it out. That's not the Brandon. That's not the Brandon I know. And I told him that was wrong, and wrong is wrong. Okay. And I was like, okay. Because it was about to get real heated real quick. But overall, they came to a good understanding, and that they want everything to work out, and they're going to, move forward and work past it and all this good stuff. And everybody left on a good foot. So I was like, okay, that was great. Then we get over to Katie's and Derek's housewarming. And Katie's like, girls, can you guys come or whatever into the bedroom? And I guess Derek's female friend was like, can I come? And she was like, no, not yet. And I was like, oh, Katie was like, no, you can't sit with us. She was like, oh, no, not yet. I was like, that's so messed up. Like, wait, what does she want of the girls? But I guess she really wasn't on your side, so you didn't want to bring her in. But Katie's really like, talking to her friends, and she's telling them that she really wishes that, Derek would take more initiative into having sex. And, she feel like she's always, having to take charge and things like that. But then you cut over to Derek, and Derek's telling them like he feels like it's equal, like they're both into each other, like they both, get it popping all the time. And like Mindy is not on the same page as Zach, Derek and Zach messing me up. Mindy is not on the same page as Derek, obviously, when it comes to who initiating sex, because why are they like slipping through my review like that? But Katie is like, no, like I just want him to be like more, like I need him to be more aggressive, I guess. And Derek does say that he feels like they're kind of stuck in this weird place where it's like they've done everything they could have done. And I'm like, it's been like 14 days. Like, how much more? What do you mean we done everything we could have done? Like, there's no way you could have done everything you could have done. And he feels like they was just like friends in lust for lack of like, can't remember what he said, but yeah, they're more like friends that were in lust with each other when they were like on a honeymoon, and now I guess that lustfulness is like kind of fading away, and they're both trying to figure out where they fit in this situation. And like, you know, his friends tell him like, you guys just need to build memories with each other, and you know, like build it. Like, don't feel so complacent in this place. Like, work towards it, build these memories, have fun, enjoy each other's company. And I was like, that's some good advice. Like, yeah, it was really, really, really good advice for them, overall. And that's basically what happened this episode, with them going to each other's, meeting each other's friends and families and the housewarmings and stuff like that. But they did have Brandon and Taylor having their conversation when everyone left, and they was talking about, Taylor kept trying to bring up the situation and what that happened in Panama, and she kept trying to, like, I felt like she was poking at Brandon, but I keep saying it. She's like, I want to move on. Hopefully it's the last time we talk about it. But she kept talking about it, and she kept talking about it. And I'm like, is this what men say? We nag? Is this what they mean by women nag? Because I felt aggravated for him, because he was aggravated, and I'm like, damn, that'd be me. That's me. I'm Taylor. No, but like, I really was like, dad, girl, let it go. And you could tell he was annoyed. He's just like, whatever you want, because he's trying to be patient. He's trying not to flip out because he don't want to act a fool on camera again. But you could tell the inside of him was boiling, like it was ready to like spill out. Okay, but he didn't. And yeah, they cut to Katie and Derek saying goodnight to each other, and I got confused with them again, because Derek is like acting all in love with Katie, but just like a few seconds ago he was just saying he don't think he can love her in this time. I don't know, they started to confuse me too, y'all. But overall, this episode was good. It had some good stuff, it had some, you know, okay stuff, but I enjoyed it. I feel like we're finally, you know, getting into a season of something more than what we were getting in the beginning during the honeymoon stages. But I'm enjoying it. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to comment, y'all. Blow up the comments so that when we do this comment read, we can have fun like last time. Yeah, have a good night, or good morning, or good day, or good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. Peace.